What's going on, everybody? So, even though we got the word that Persona 5 is not coming out this year for the US, we still got a lot of information that was given to us by Atlas. So, we got some details on the story, the dungeons, the Velvet Room, the inhabitants, and more. So, there's a lot of information in this post. So, let's just go right into it. So, it says Atlas has new Persona 5 information and screenshots introducing its story, an omnibus format, palace dungeons, high school life, Velvet Room, inhabitants, and more. So let's start off with the story that they gave us. So some of you might have been keeping up with all the story. I myself have kind of been staying away from it just because I want to be, I guess you could say, surprised when it happens. You know, when I start playing the game, I don't want to really spoil myself a whole lot. But I haven't read this, but I said, why not? Because there's a lot of other information and this is part of it. So I said, why not just, indulge in all of it. So it says, when I protected the woman, this is basically like the story. So it says in quotes, when I protected the woman from the man harassing her, he got hurt and pressed charges. Whether it was for a small sense of justice or possibly a different reason, the truth was distorted at the self-protection and convenience of rotten adults. The protagonist began a criminal record. So this is basically how he becomes a phantom thief, I guess you say. It says, during his probation, the protagonist, who lives in an old-looking cafe in the metropolitan area, one day has a strange dream. Dressed in a prison uniform, he is apprehended in a blue prison. On the other side of the prison bars are twin guards, and enshrined in the back, an old man with a strange face, always hanging his head in thought, my bad. When the protagonist went to sleep, he called or invited him to the mysterious blue prison known as the Velvet Room. It is a place that lies between dream and reality and spirit and substance. It is a room that only someone bound by some sort of contract visits. So this is the same, way or the same concept as every other Persona game. But of course, how he got there and like the whole story behind it is always different. It says, although the Velvet Room accommodates the hero in the form of a prison, the old man says the state of this room is a state of the mind of the contractor himself, and that the young man is a captive of fate. Ruin awaits this one in the near future, and nothing can be done but rehabilitate against it. Rehabilitation to freedom, that is the only way to avoid ruin. Are you ready to take on a distorted world? And then it shows us, there's a bunch of screenshots that I'll be playing throughout this video, and you can see the first one's showing the twin guards of the Velvet Room. Now, usually, in Persona 4, it was just Margaret, and then we had the other inhabitant. She was kind of there randomly. I don't think they show us any other kind of inhabitants on here, but, this time, they look like mini Margarets in a sense. They look like just like younger Margarets, and they each got an eye patch. And I don't know, maybe they're one entity, but they're split in two, and so like one eye is connected. That's kind of my first impressions on the picture of them. And it says Igor, an old man who imposes rehabilitation on the protagonist. And then next screenshot, the protagonist visits the Velvet Room from behind a jail cell. Now that's pretty cool. Now it's not saying that he's in jail, but I guess that's like a little analogy of what's to come, I guess, because if at the beginning it said somebody pressed charges on him. He became like a fugitive in a sense. So I feel like the jail cell kind of embodies that imagination of being a fugitive. Next thing we have is the start of the Phantom Thieves. The rehabilitation to freedom imposed by Igor on the protagonist was to become an excellent thief. And from there begins the world reforming Phantom Thieves who steal the hearts of evil adults. The objective, to steal the distorted desires of adults and reform the target. Before long, the crimes of the Phantom Thieves are noticed by the police and government and develop into a major incident. So it seems as if the kids, everyone in the story are quote unquote the bad people. Like they're seen as the bad people. Like, we're not hunting for anybody this time around, as in Persona 4. It seems as if they're the bad, but I kind of find that hard to take in, because if they're fixing adults, wouldn't that make them? I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. And this is mysterious spirits runs the world. You can see this guy with the train. His eyes, he has no pupils. And then we see I don't know, the yellow girl's hair. She seems to be captured by that guy with the crown. I don't know what that one is. And then so now we go on to the idea of what the dungeons are, and it says the palace. So all the places you'll be going to, all the dungeons they're gonna be part of this big palace apparently. So it says the protagonist and friends use a mysterious smartphone application given to them by Igor called Isekai Navi, the other world Navi, and infiltrate the other world of the heart known as Palace and reform evil adults. The other world of the heart palace is another reality seen in evil persons with warped hearts. Within the various extreme interiors of this other world, including old castles, art museums, and pyramids, the protagonist and friends aim at its hidden desires known as treasures. So it seems that, like I said, the palace is like, it has many other interiors of the other world, but the other world is called the palace, I guess that's what you could say. And it seems as if with this screenshot, it seems like whenever you maybe defeat an evil adult, you get a treasure from it. I don't know. It says a phantom thief's objective is to steal the distorted desires and the depths of palace. Various obstacles will stand in their way. So maybe they're not, I don't know, because it says they're fighting evil adults, but then now they're looking for the treasures. Like maybe the evil adults are in their way. That's the only thing I can think of. The next screenshot says, in the art museum style palace, there is a gameplay mechanic that lets you freely jump into the artworks. That sounds really, really cool. And this dungeon just looks really, really interesting. Like all the steps, the 3D-ness. Like I really cannot just wait to see how these dungeons pan out. You know, they just look so much more interesting from the previous game, Persona 4, you know, and I just cannot wait. See through suspicious areas with the eyes of a truth distinguished phantom thief and deceive the eyes of the enemy in disguise. So this next screenshot seems as if it's because I remember in the trailer it first showed that that green thing, that walkway was not there, and then they did something with the thing that they're standing in front, and then it appeared. And so I guess that's what the description kind of talks about. And then it says, through stealth actions, you can hide and initiate surprise attacks. So now, I initially did record a trailer breakdown with my friend, but it was so late and there were so many out there, I just felt like it was useless. And in that new trailer, it showed this way that he did a surprise attack. And I remember after you like snapped his neck, it immediately showed you the end screen. So surprise attacks don't just mean that you get a turn first. It means that you can literally just finish the whole battle right off the bat, and you know, everything like that. But I'm sure it's not nearly as easy. They can't like notice you at all. You really have to sneak behind them. They can't like at all. And so I feel like that's the only way you could initiate this really surprise attack. And I feel like there might be even multiple types of there might be surprise attack where they don't notice you, or they can be the backstab attacks where you hit them first so you get a first turn. You know, I feel like that's what that would be cool if you could have that, you know. So in case you do mess up the surprise attack, you can still have an advantage since you got that close, and you know, something like that. But anyways, let's continue. Now we talk about how they're students by day and they're thieves by night. It says before the protagonist and friends are phantom thieves, they're high school students who attend class and after school activities, use free time for dates and part-time jobs, study and play games. Players can fully enjoy a year as a high school student, including events for each season like swimming, culture festivals, and social studies field trips. And then it shows the one girl with the glasses who seems to be the Rise of this game. The protagonist's room is in the attic of a cafe at which he lodges. He can also invite friends over. Ooh! Similar to previous Persona games, taking class seriously will increase your knowledge. Something good might also come out of scoring well on tests. Now, I know in the Persona 4, you would, whenever you had like your midterms and finals and stuff, it would go through a day. You wouldn't be able to do anything else except go to school and do but I remember whenever my first playthrough, I was like studying each night, just like, oh, I want to do good. I didn't realize that I was gonna be the one answering questions. And I remember I was studying every night, like not doing any social links, just staying in my house and studying because I thought that would just help me do better. Next thing I know, midterms come around and all these questions are like Japan trivia questions, and I have no idea what any of them, and I think I got like none of them right for any of them. But maybe this time, like say you get because I don't know if in Persona 4 if you got them right and it changed anything, because like I said, I don't think I got them right. But maybe this time if you get them right, you know, you'll get something, you know, I don't know, it'll be interesting to see. And then it shows a screenshot of an overseas field trip. Something about this screenshot makes me feel like they're on a boat, like they're on a cruise. And I mean, overseas, oh, okay, I'm an idiot. Overseas, obviously they're gonna be on a cruise if it's overseas. Yeah, but I've been on a cruise before, and the dining in cruises it's just so like high class, you know. So, and this definitely resembles an overseas, you know, cruise type of dining to the fullest extent. So that's really cool. It'll be interesting because the field trips we went on Persona 4 weren't that majestic, weren't that crazy, you know. Kind of just like whatever in the woods, and you didn't really get to see a whole lot either. I feel like you might even be able to walk around on this boat. That'd be really cool, and like live a couple days on it, like have some social, like that'd be really, really cool. That'd be really cool. The next one says players can freely decide what to do after school. Maybe you want to take the girl on your mind to a movie in Shibuya, or possibly go home and play games. It's up to you. Now I know Persona 4, if you max out a social link, I can't remember if my friends told me like it's not exactly you date them. I don't remember, because I keep hearing two different things. Like, yeah, you're dating, yeah, you're not really dating. And then there's other times where it's like, yeah, you don't really like hook up, but then you hook up. Like, it's like obviously, what else are you doing? They'd be like, you hold each other tight, like. And so I wonder if this is gonna change, you know, if they're really gonna be like, yo, you just hooked up with this girl, like she's your girlfriend. Like, I wonder if it's gonna be like that for Persona 5. Honestly, I don't know what it is. Like, it's not like weird, but like I kind of like that. It just makes me feel more like a human, I guess you could say. Like, oh, this girl, I can start talking to her, you know, blah blah blah, get to know, blah blah blah, we date. And I just feel like it'd be cool, and to see how the story would play out as well. And whenever this girl's your girlfriend, this girl's your girlfriend, this girl, like, out of your whole little friend group, like, I wonder how the story would were to change if you could date any of them. You know, I feel like it would change, and it's just mind-boggling thinking of the opportunities they could put into this game in terms of depth for social links. That's something that I really like, and that's one of the most things I enjoyed in Persona 4. Well, I guess I'm enjoying, you know, as I play through it, is the social links. I just enjoy it so much because it's just so cool looking at the story unfold. The next one is something similar to the favorite system we've seen before, is alive and well in Persona 5. You can also become lovers. Okay, that's exactly what the heck I just asked. It's exactly what I just asked. So but it says something favors in the something similar to the favorability system we've seen before is live and well. Oh, see, yeah, it's not exactly. Yeah, I think that's what it was in Persona 4 and maybe the previous ones. Maybe you just favored them, you know. It's like you weren't really dating, but you favored them. You were closer to them versus everyone else. But maybe this one is saying you can actually be dating, you know. So I can't believe that was really literally the next one, and I was talking so much about it. Anyway, it says there are various types of part-time jobs. You can even provide help with the election speech. What? That sounds crazy. Now it says omnibus format episodes. The episodes of Persona 5 play out in an omnibus format. Each story is independent, and before long, every incident will connect and tie together to the truth. What kind of ending awaits the story depends on the player. Let's go. I remember in my Persona 5 hopes, this is something me and Shino Binshiro did hope for. We hoped that, you know, really depending on what the player did would end the story in a different way. Now, obviously, you get to the truth, but it can all pan out differently. That's exactly what they're telling us. So that sounds very, 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 very cool. Very, 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 very cool. Very, very, very cool. Each story is independent. That is so cool. I'm so happy about that. And then it goes on to showing us new characters, and it says Phantom Thief. So we have Makoto Nijima, voiced by Rina Sato, a third-year high school. You know what? I don't know if I want to put all these in this video. You know, I don't want to talk about the characters a whole lot. Let me know if you want me to go over these new characters that we're talking about, because like some Igor, we have Caroline and Justine. Those are the two Velvet Room prison guards. You know, let me know if you guys want me to talk more about that. But I feel like I just want to keep this to the new story details and all that kind of stuff for this video. But other than that, yeah, that's a lot of information to intake, a lot of good information, a lot of stuff that I was going around in my head for questions I had. So that is very, very, very cool. So other than that, thank you guys for watching. If you guys are as hyped for Persona 5 as me, be sure to leave a like on this video. February 17th, I think. Either way, it's February 2017. It's a good time. It's a good time though. It's a decent time, you know. As of right now, we only have only other big game we have is Horizon Zero Dawn, so it's gonna be hard to juggle those two, but it's a decent time, you know. Beginning of the year, you know. It's decent. You know, I just wish it wasn't the same month as Horizon Zero Dawn, but like I said, it's alright. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned some stuff. If you're as hyped, again, please leave a like. But other than that, I will see you guys next time. Peace. You see, I'm waiting and they hating, and I'm sipping on my tea. Bad bitch walking past, may I stop you, please? And I'm hungry as a bitch, but this life ain't free. If I'm trying to get this money, I can't really shake a tree. I be working, it's 3:15. When I stop